News Channel 9's photojournalist Locke-Wright takes us there.
And if you have a video doorbell like this one at your home, police say it can come in handy for a few different reasons.
This is the complex's east side rink. As you can see, the conditions look great and teams can play and practice on this sheet of ice. It's the complex's west side rink that needs repairs. And making those repairs aren't as easy as making that empty netter.
A 2035 deadline sounds like a lot of time, but before the district buys even one electric bus, it needs the charging stations and upgraded power lines. That equipment purchase is coming up quickly, so the district will include it in the budget voted on this spring.
Well, we've got 3 days until Thanksgiving, and I haven't done my shopping yet. I'm at Green Hills Farms to see what's left on their shelves so I can make the perfect Thanksgiving Day meal.
A Utica police officer firing at a 13-year-old after seeing what seemed to be a handgun.
Oh, he's busted! Oh my God!
The shooting caught on camera.
He just shot him! Oh my God, he just shot him!
The community's seen the videos that have been circulating around social media, and we need answers. You know, we need people to be held accountable.
The 13-year-old was part of the Karen community, which filled Utica City Hall, where the mayor and police held a briefing intended for the press.
If I could just say one thing, I know there's a lot of emotions in this room, a lot of upset people, but you're asking us to be transparent. You're asking us to be transparent, and when you shout over us, it makes it very difficult to do so.
Even the 13-year-old's mom was there, overwhelmed by grief, looking for her own explanation, but stuck in the middle of the chaos. Eventually, the mayor tried to console her. Then he joined a separate briefing just for reporters to discuss what happened.
You don't bring a taser to a gunfight. You have to match what you perceive at that time, deadly physical force, with deadly physical force.
Everything started right here on the 900th block of Shaw Street. Police say officers stopped the victim and another individual regarding a police investigation, and then the 13-year-old ran off.
So the body-worn camera footage that we viewed, there was a mention of the person was in possession of a handgun while they're chasing the individual.
Careful!
The weapon turned out to be a pellet gun, a replicated Glock.
We got to look beyond the 20/20 hindsight that the officer didn't have at that time. It's through the perspective of a reasonable police officer.
3 officers, including the one who fired, are on paid leave as their department and the state attorney general decides if their actions were justified. In Utica, Kendra Brodus, News Channel 9.
Let's start at 1.
So we have got 20 celebrity guests. We've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're celebrating their 40th anniversary of the comic book. We also have 2 of the original comic book artists and a screenwriter from there. We have 6 Power Rangers from space. We also have 3 voice actors, and we had 5 professional wrestlers here, 2 of which were just here yesterday, Demolition, but the other 3 are still here today.
It's like coming to a place like here and getting a chance to meet a lot of you, you know, who come to visit and everything, and you express how much it's meant to you. You can't imagine how much it means to us to have been, you know, a small part of a big thing, you know, and I feel very grateful.
You guys are you're so happy to meet the characters that you've grown up with that it just makes it all worthwhile to go, to talk to people and to say, hey man, thanks for being such great fans, and it really does make this whole thing.
Yeah. Got the
I've been having a wonderful time, me and my buddy here. And today, it being St. Patrick's Day, it's always green at this booth, but it's even easier being green today. This is Kermit the very, very green St. Patrick's Day frog here, wishing all of Syracuse a lovely St. Patrick's Day from the... Where are we? You're older than I am. And I'm feeling it right now. Syracuse Collectors Con.
It's the largest video game convention in the region. Retro Game Con will have you rediscovering or finding a love for video games. There are hundreds of exhibitor tables with games and artwork along with special guests. News Channel 9's Locke-Wright takes us to the excitement.
We've never sold out before. We sold out just for Saturday, so there are still Sunday tickets available. And we had a great Friday, which was the first time we had done a Friday for this event. The most exciting guests we have this year are arguably the voice cast from the video game Baldur's Gate 3. That game was the 2023 Game of the Year award winner. We have T.C. Carson, who is the original voice for Kratos in the popular God of War series.
A lot of people think you can just get up and read and it's fine. No, but you need to learn the craft of voice acting. There's cadences, there's rhythm, there's all these things that you have to be mindful of in voice acting. So it's something that you can study and learn. So if you really want to do it, go take a class.
What's cool about retro gaming is the people who grew up with it and when it was in its infancy are now adults. So what you end up seeing is a lot of the families coming together. There are parents showing their kids the games that they played growing up, and they actually get a chance to get hands-on with those games. So then you kind of make new retro gamers out of it who are like, maybe I'll buy an old Nintendo 64 or I'll buy an old PlayStation and buy some games that I played at the convention.
I get that from everybody. They come and tell me how much the games really meant. And I don't believe any of us, while we were doing the games and making the artwork for it, truly understood the impact that our work had on people and what an intricate part it was of their lives. I'm truly realizing that now, years and years later, doing these shows and standing here until it's a blessing being here. It really is. I feel truly blessed.
The highest-ranking Democratic Congressman Hakeem Jeffries joining Senator John Mannion on the campaign trail this weekend, knowing the race in the 22nd Congressional District could make all the difference.
The election of John Mannion is critically important to our efforts to take back control of the House in order to be able to deliver for hard-working taxpayers here in central New York, throughout the great state of New York and the nation.
The rally had around 200 Mannion supporters, standing ovations, and a sense of pride for the city of Syracuse, the place Mannion proudly calls home.
While most musicians can choose their bandmates, members of 10th Mountain Division don't have that luxury. These soldiers didn't audition. They were selected by the Army, trained as musicians, and have been serving together ever since.
There's 30 of us up there at Fort Drum in the band, and whatever personnel you have, you make groups out of that.
And this is their MOS. While their main focus is to serve this country, these soldiers practice a few hours a day to perfect their musical performances that honor and unite the community at events like today.
You get to serve your country. I get to do what I love to do and get paid for it. There's benefits that you receive when I get out, or if I stay in. Either way, I can still go to school. There's, tuition assistance for students.
2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. These musicians spend hours a week practicing their skills, from balancing hard physical training all the way to playing their instruments, just so they can play at events like this and share their love with others.
So we kind of have two missions. One, play for the people of New York and the United States of America, like civilians. And then our other mission is to play in deployed environments, whether that's in a combat zone or like an operational deployment in Europe. That's kind of what we do as well.
And for their extra support,
we have a lot of males in our group, but most of them have wives. Their wives will look after us like we're their children, and come over to eat, come over, if you're ever, feeling down.
Reminding us that service comes in all different forms. At the fairgrounds, Victoria Kellogg, News Channel 9.
So here's the story. Bonnie McCabe put out a call for fabric for a project, but there was a catch.
I saw on Facebook that she was looking for fabric. I happened to have some. I dropped it off, and next thing I know, she's like, "Would you like to join us?"
And before they know it, they're cutting and sewing and ironing pillowcases. Bright, colorful pillowcases that are distributed to local hospitals and shelters and charities to brighten up lives here and beyond.
We sent them to Hawaii, to Maui, after their fires. We've sent them after hurricanes. We sent them to a pasture in Louisiana after they had terrible flooding.
It all started just over 20 years ago when Bonnie was running a community center in Manlius. Since then, the volunteers have cranked out 24,000 pillowcases.
They meet for a couple of hours on Monday afternoons at Bonnie's house and turn out 50 or more pillowcases in a day. She has a text circle of about 17 people who come when they can, and they keep coming back.
Everybody here gets along. It's not a competition. Everybody has a job to do, and every job's important.
I love this project. I love to give things to people. The first thing I do when someone joins our group is I take them with me when I go deliver the pillowcases so they can see the reaction of people.
It was very rewarding to see the people, how happy they are to get something very colorful in what could be an otherwise colorless room.
They are so appreciative, especially when they know it's a gift. They don't have to pay for it. And it's well worth it.
I gotta guess sometimes it's not that easy to match the seams.
No, it's not. But you know what? People who don't sew probably don't even notice.
Pretty good bet they do notice all the love that goes into every single pillowcase. Sweet dreams. From Cazenovia, I'm Tim Fox, News Channel 9.